This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Danushka Madhavala and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. President's Secretary Dr. P.B. Jayasundara says he believes the government will present a budget with a new vision and a program. Electricity Board assures there will be no power interruptions today and tomorrow. Coronavirus cases in the rise and people urged to act responsibly. The President says Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna was established on behalf of the people. Ships carrying LP gas have already burst in the Colombo port. City FM service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation marks its 32nd anniversary today. Facebook to end use of facial recognition software. And in foreign news, Biden attacks China and Russia leaders for missing COP26 summit. And on sports news, Pakistan qualifies for the semi-finals of the ICC T20 World Cup. Local news in detail. Secretary to the President P.B. Jayasundara said that he believes a budget with a new vision and program that goes beyond the traditional budget will be presented to the country this time. He stated that priority will be given to the fields of green economy, renewable energy, information technology and digital governance, and special attention has been drawn to increase the income of the country working within the national policy framework, Vistas of Prosperity and Splendor. Secretary to the President P.B. Jayasundara and Secretary to the Ministry of Finance S.R. Artigala responded to the questions raised by journalists at the virtual media conference held at the Presidential Media Centre yesterday. The media briefing was organised under the theme Future Budget and the Economic Situation of the Country. The production volume of goods and services should be increased to generate revenue for the country. Therefore, revenue policies that can increase the volume of goods and services will be included in this budget. The Secretary pointed out that the rural agrarian economy should be uplifted and the development of infrastructure facilities in this regard has been identified as a priority. The Secretary to the President said that an attractive country should be created for local entrepreneurs, new investors as well as tourists, and in addition to the country's resources, new investment opportunities would be created for the country through these initiatives. Chairman of the Ceylon Electricity Board, MMC Ferdinando, says he has not been informed of a power cut today and tomorrow. He said that CEB employees do not wish to keep the country in darkness. Meanwhile, Electricity Board Engineering Union said there would not be power interruptions despite the trade union actions today. Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry says that the daily count of COVID-19 cases confirmed in Sri Lanka moved to 573 yesterday. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of coronavirus reported in the country to 542,212. As many as 513,540 recoveries and 13,770 deaths have been confirmed in Sri Lanka since the outbreak of the pandemic. More than 14,900 active cases in total are currently under medical care, official figures showed. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna came into being with the consent of the people when the society was unfairly made to suffer. He said that a large number of people gathered around the party since it correctly grasps the people's opinion. The President has mentioned this in his message of greetings to the 5th anniversary of the party, which was held last morning at Nelumpokana Mahinda Rajapaksha Theatre. The president has pointed out that Podujana Perumuna was able to score a major victory in the first election the party contested within a short period of 15 months. The president has said that victory was the turning point of identifying people's opinion about a new country. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
Continuing with more stories here at home. City FM service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation marks its 32nd anniversary today. City FM is the first Sinhala language radio channel which is broadcast over FM waves. Several arrangements have been made to mark the anniversary today. Minister Keheli Rambukwala says that the plan is to produce medicines required by the country locally within 5 years. He said that it will be implemented under 5 stages. He pointed out it is productive as well as efficient to establish pharmaceutical manufacturing factories at free trade zones. That's local news.
Just as love and freedom are important to a child, so too is knowledge. Encouraging their pursuit of knowledge is our most important responsibility as parents.
Sri Lanka Insurance Minimutu education plans ensure a secure future for your child with a higher education fund, comprehensive protection and a range of additional covers. Minimutu education plans for children who dare to dream. Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
The Litro Gas Lanka Limited says ships carrying liquefied petroleum gas have already burst in the Colombo port. The current temporary shortage of domestic LP gas is due to delays in the distribution process, the company pointed out, adding that it will take necessary measures to rectify the situation. Senior Manager of Channel Development and Business Communication of Litro Gas Lanka Limited revealed this in a media release issued yesterday.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
This is Watchlight.
Director General of Health Services Dr. Asala Gunawardena says that the people should continue to abide by health regulations, and if they do not do so, coronavirus waves will re-emerge. He stressed that the provincial travel restrictions were not lifted to allow public to engage in leisure travel or other unnecessary travel. He added that the provincial travel restrictions were lifted to ensure that essential services to the public are maintained without hindrance.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines: Biden attacks China and Russia leaders for missing COP26 summit. Ethiopia's citizens urged to defend Addis Ababa against rebels. Missing 4-year-old found alive in Australia. World news in detail. U.S. President Joe Biden has criticized the leaders of China and Russia for not turning up to the COP26 climate summit. In a speech on Tuesday night, Mr. Biden said climate was a major issue and China walked away, adding it was the same thing with Russia and Putin. Neither Russian President Vladimir Putin nor Chinese leader Xi Jinping are at the summit. Both countries, however, have sent delegations to the talks, which are due to run for 2 weeks until 14th of November. China is the world's largest emitter of carbon dioxide, followed by the US. Russia is the fifth largest after the EU and India. More than 120 leaders turned up at the conference in Scotland's largest city. Countries have already announced major deals, including a global pledge to slash methane levels by 2030, as well as to end and reverse deforestation by the same year. Officials in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, have called on residents to register their weapons and get ready to protect their neighborhoods amid fears that rebels could advance on the city. The appeal came days after the Tigray People's Liberation Front said it had captured 2 cities about 250 miles from Addis Ababa. The federal government has declared a nationwide state of emergency. The U.S. has urged the rebels not to try and take Addis Ababa. The capital has a population of more than 5 million. Finally, on world news, a 4-year-old girl missing for 18 days in a remote part of Western Australia has been found alive and well in a locked house, police have said. Cleo Smith disappeared from her family's tent at a campsite near the town of Carnarvon on 16th of October, triggering a massive search effort. Police smashed their way into a locked house in Carnarvon at 1 local time, where they found her. A 36-year-old man from Carnarvon is in custody and being questioned by police. A police team broke their way into a locked house. They found little Cleo in one of the rooms, Western Australian Deputy Commissioner Cole Blanche said in a statement on Wednesday. That's on World News.
Development News.
Operations at the Bandaranaike International Airport have gradually bounced back to the present 8,000-plus passenger movements on a daily basis. Chairman of Airport and Aviation Services Sri Lanka Limited, retired Major General G.A. Chandrasiri, says there is a gradual upward movement of passenger traffic at the Bandaranaike International Airport to over 8,000 per day, inclusive of 4,000 arrivals and 4,000 departures now on a daily basis. There is also a significant growth in the number of aircraft movements, with the tendency of airlines returning to their normal scheduled operations. On the 1st of November 2021, there were 98 aircraft movements at BIA, he added.
Moving on with sports news.
Pakistan overcame a spirited Namibia by 45 runs to secure their place in the Men's T20 World Cup semi-finals. Pakistan smashed 130 from the final 10 overs to post an imposing 189 for 2, led by opener Mohammad Rizwan's unbeaten 79. Rizwan shared a 113-run stand with Babar Azam before Mohammad Hafiz thrashed 32 from 16 balls as Pakistan accelerated in Abu Dhabi. Namibia produced several good partnerships but could only muster 144 for 5 from their 20 overs. Pakistan had reached just 59 for 0, which is nil, at halfway stage of the innings before Rizwan and Babar, who made 70, began to hit Mofridi. Babar's side at top of Group 2 with 4 wins from 4 and cannot be passed, with New Zealand, Afghanistan and India vying for the second place. They face Scotland in their final group game on Sunday, while Namibia, who have now been eliminated, play New Zealand on Friday.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U-Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Facebook has announced it will no longer use facial recognition software to identify faces in photographs and videos. There have been growing concerns about the ethics of facial recognition technology, with questions raised over privacy, racial bias, and accuracy. Regulators had not yet provided a clear set of rules over how it should be used, the company said. It has faced a barrage of criticism over its impact on its users. Until now, users of the social media app could choose to opt in to the feature, which would scan their face in pictures and notify them if someone else on the platform had posted a picture of them. In a blog post, Jerome Pesenti, Vice President of Artificial Intelligence at the firm, said, "Amid this ongoing uncertainty, we believe that limiting the use of facial recognition to a narrow set of use cases is appropriate."
This was news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news. Courtesy of
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
And on economic news, the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka entered into an agreement with Sinolanka Group for its latest development, Sinolanka Properties 2 Private Limited, for a mixed development project at Rajagiriya. The $5.6 million, 40,000 square feet building will house 5 floors of usable space consisting of 3 floors of commercial and co-working space and 2 floors dedicated to hotel accommodation. The property will also include a rooftop restaurant and cafe, serving both in-house and external guests. The proposed rooftop restaurant and cafe will be the first of its kind in Rajagiriya, which is anticipated to be a much-needed recreational space given the recent urbanization of the city.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
The low-pressure area located around Sri Lanka is moving away from the island. However, atmospheric conditions are still favorable for the formation of evening thunder showers over the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places over most parts of the island during the evening or night. Showers or thunder showers may occur in the western, southern and northern provinces during the morning too. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western Sabaragamu, northwestern, central and north central provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Back to the headlines. President's Secretary Dr. P.B. Jayasundara says he believes the government will present a budget with a new vision and a program. Electricity Board assures that there will be no power interruptions today and tomorrow. Coronavirus cases on the rise and people urged to act responsibly. The President says Sri Lanka Podajana Peramuna was established on behalf of the people. Ships carrying LP gas have already burst in the Colombo port. City FM service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation marks its 32nd anniversary today. Facebook to end use of facial recognition software. And on news overseas, Biden attacks China and Russia leaders for missing COP26 summit. And on sports news, Pakistan qualifies for the semi-finals of the ICC T20 World Cup. And with that, we conclude the morning bulletin of news.